I was out there, baby, and I'm telling it to you. I'm Captain Lou, and I'm talking to you, and you. I was in the service and came out. I had an injury existing prior to service, so they gave me an honorable discharge back in the early 50s. And while I was in service, they put a wrestling show on. And they had the fella from The Godfather, Luco Prazzi. That's the one they stabbed his hand and choked him. His name was Lenny Montana, a professional wrestler along with Arnold Skolin. I watched them and I went back and I said, I know this is a show. I said, it's sports entertainment. They're the world's greatest athletes. I said, but how did you guys get into this? They said, well, kid, you got to learn how to fall and so forth. They took me to a gym down in New York and showed me how to fall. And I broke in 1951, 52, professional wrestling. Well, myself and Tony Altamori in the late 50s had the tag team belts, tag team championship, and we held them belts, and I had the Midwestern title for a while. I was never a great wrestler, but Tony Altamore kind of carried me. Well, the gimmick I used during my career, I was down in a bar one day, and the guy, hard on his luck, had a rubber band in his beard. I said, gee, that'd be great. I grew my beard, put a rubber band in, put an earring on. In them days, it wasn't fashionable to have an earring. But years ago, I was the first guy with an earring on and went around, and it was Captain Lou. Bruno Sammartino, who saw me wrestle and said, you're not the greatest wrestler in the world. Become a manager. You're a good, excuse the language, good talker. I'll put it that way. I didn't want to use the other word. And he said, you should become a manager. He said, you're non-stop and all in the dressing room. All you do is keep talking. That's where I really made my mark and got to be known, Captain Lou Albano. The guy said, you're a captain of what? I said, I'm a captain of my own mind. I dubbed myself a captain and went on to manage, as I said, 18 tag team champions, 2 Intercontinental, and world single champion. I had, people like Ivan Koloff, and I had Don Morocco, and I had the Valiant Brothers, and I had Tarzan Tyler and Luke Graham, Baron Cicluna, and I had them all. Managing guys, the Valiant Brothers, Afa Rizika, going against opponents like Tony Atlas and, wait a minute, and Rocky Johnson. Now, Rocky Johnson is the father of The Rock. Those were great matches. When you put Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas against the Wild Samoans, Afa, Sika, the Valiant Brothers, against Jimmy Snuka, the Superfly, who would go off the corner and come down 30, 40, well, I say 30, 40 feet, 15 feet into the ring, and boom, the guy, you think he would kill a guy. I mean, the guy was great. A great opponent and someone that's great to work with, a wrestler, has to be in shape, number one. He's got to be an aggressive personality. Some wrestlers can't speak, some can. If you can't, now you get people like Hulk Hogan, he can do a great interview. Okay, there's a lot of wrestlers that are great talkers that as good as me, if not better. But there are some that can't, so then they have a manager with them. And some of them, they're good talkers themselves, but the manager helps and aids. If you're a manager, you got heels in wrestling, and you got baby faces. Baby faces are the good guys. The heels are the bad guys. So by putting a heel manager with a guy, he automatically becomes a villain, and it draws money, and you go back and forth from there. It was more holds years ago, and it was a little more almost like amateur wrestling, more than it is today. Today I've got 14 grandkids, and I tell my Toms and they're going to watch it, they're going a little too far. I mean, they're little kids with the finger, they're putting the finger up in the air. You got 8, 9-year-old kids watching it. All I say is calm it down a little bit so that the kids can enjoy it. You got little 6, 7-year-olds watching it. Let's do it that way. Wrestling can be very physical and very dangerous. Some of the injuries I received, I've got 2 broken lumbar in my lower back. I broke my ribs 17 times. Take a look at my face and you can see it's not pretty. My nose has been broken. I got no cartridges in the nose. I've got several scars and host scars all over the place from cage matches that run you into the playground. It's a playground fence around the cage. And every time they run you in, I mean, it scratches your face, scratches your head, on your arms, your back. I broke my leg twice. And my wrist. So I've had several injuries, and as I said, it's a sport, it's a great, great game, but it is dangerous. What I'm doing now is acting. I make appearances in wrestling on occasion, come in the ring, sign some autographs, bring a fella back and forth to the ring, just that people still say, hey, Captain Lou, we remember you from years ago. And I got a film coming out called The Father and the Son. It's Eagle Film, Sal Mazzata. That'll be coming out, and it's won some kind of an award at the film festival as a good picture, and I play a hitman for the mob. And things like that, and local commercials. National commercial I did, 1-800-YES credit. So it's enough to keep an old man of 70 years old busy. A man with a face like this that only a mother can love keeps me going. I'm out there and I'm happy. But I'd like to go out and say the guy was funny. The guy made people laugh. The guy made people happy. He brought happiness to people. So I'd like to go down and say, hey, this guy loved to talk. This guy never shut up. This guy sometimes can be a pain in the neck or a pain somewhere else. But beside that, He was a personality. He was someone you can enjoy and have a little fun with. If I were talking to an opponent tonight and I'm looking into the camera, I would say, hey, moron, you're talking to me, I'm talking to you. And I'm not doing Robert De Niro. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're a moron, you're an imbecile, you got the brain of a dehydrated BB. If they put it in a pigeon or parakeet, it flies backwards. So remember, I'm Captain Lou, and I'm coming for you, and I'm Captain Lou, and I know that's true. All right? So get ready.